Earlier this morning, I went to my 8-month evaluation with my orthopedic surgeon. So yeah, this morning I went, and the good news is that I have no more limitations. I could do whatever I choose to do. However, I guess I do have some limitations, so that's inaccurate. I can start running. He wants me to start running at half, like running, not jogging, but running, but starting at 50% and gradually working my way up to 100% speed. I also have the green light and clearance to be able to start doing exercises that help me, that I move east to west. Up to this point, I was only allowed to do exercises that permitted me to go north and south. That's forward and backwards. But now, my orthopedic surgeon, he showed me several exercises that I can do that can help me with going lateral, going side to side, and that's going to help out tremendously. So when I start working out again, today is Thursday, so I'm most likely going to start this weekend. Most likely Sunday, I'm going to start over again, get back in the routine. And so I have 3 side-to-side exercises that I'm going to start off with. And then I'm going to research some other exercises, drills that I can do that can help me moving side to side. He said I could play basketball, not play basketball, but I could do layups. I could do layup lines. I could start, I could increase from just shooting around to getting accustomed to moving on the court more. There's a couple of guys that I play ball with that are ex-football, professional football players, and have played at the collegiate level in college basketball and so on. So I'm going to, talk to a couple of fellas, see if they could help me out with some drills, be of assistance, see where that goes. Short-term goal for the month of September, this week, I'm going to come up with a solid routine that I am going to start doing September 1st, through the month of September, and I'm going to increase it. Now, I don't have to go back to my next appointment isn't for 2 more months, so I don't have to see my physician for another 2 months. So the first month, I'm going to create a nice solid routine, and I'm going to decrease my sets, where I'm going to start only doing 2 sets of everything. Well, not everything, but the exercises that I choose, that I want to continue doing. And I'm only going to do 2 sets of these exercises, but high reps. So that's what I'm going to start. I'm going to come up with it. So I'm going to do that this week and come up with a plan of action of how I'm going to do that. Again, I'm 56 years old, so I am not about to play I'm not joining no leagues, right? I'm not a professional athlete, so I don't need to be doing extensive training. I'm not spending hours and hours and hours and hours in the gym working on a craft. So I just want to be mobile. The sport I'm in is life. And I love life. And I love mobility. Right? And so the goal for me long term is to play basketball until the wheels fall off and I'm unable to physically play. Hopefully that's when I'm in my 70s, possibly 80s, man. I've seen some people in their 70s still playing. And of course not above the rim, but I don't need to be playing above the rim. I'm more about moving on the court, moving up and down the court, and keeping pace. I know for me it was important to get back to my quality of life, or as close to it as possible. This is my first major surgery, and so I didn't know what to expect at first. And so the reason for this channel was just to document the entire journey. That just motivated me. That just, not really, it inspired me. Like, I just was inspired to want to get better overall. I mean, I don't want to go through another torn ACL, but for the most part, this journey wasn't as bad as I thought. I really was motivated to just put the work in. You know, for me, I know my body, and where some people thought I may have been doing too much too soon, I wasn't afraid to push myself. I wanted to feel the pain. Of course, not the extreme pain, but for those of my subscribers and viewers who've seen my earlier content, and especially with the heel slides, I really pushed myself with that exercise. But I was pushing myself to my limits. And some of you out there who are not feeling inspired to push yourselves, and that's where this content comes in at, where, maybe you get something from my content that inspires you and makes you want to push to get back to your normalcy, or as close to it as possible. You know what? Maybe even better. And that's another thing. I don't care how highly motivated and the stuff you see me doing, I don't ever do anything that I'm not supposed to do. I stay in my lane. I just be highly motivated in what I'm allowed to do. Big difference. So, I'm always asking questions with my doctor and making sure, and if he gives me the green light, yeah, you could do certain things, then I improvise and I do that thing, but in different variations. That's not breaking protocol, at least for me it's not. And thus far, to see the results, I am thankful that, trust me when I tell you, look in the camera when I say this, I am thankful, I am seriously thankful that I haven't had any setbacks. I've heard a lot of stories of people having setbacks, and for whatever reasons, and stop looking at. I am thankful that I haven't thus far had any setbacks. I will not lie, my knee is always achy. Like, I'm always having this achiness in my knee, but I guess that's expected. And outside of the achiness usually goes away after a minute or so of moving, walking. I get the achiness when I wake up in the morning. I get the achiness when I'm driving the car. Not while I'm driving, but when I get out the car and I start walking. I get the achiness when I'm at my desk at work, and then I get up and start walking like I need to use the bathroom or just go handle some work. Yeah. But outside of that, no setbacks, so I'm thankful for that. Oh, I know what I'm just thinking of it. One of my co-workers who's a subscriber had asked me. I just recently put a YouTube short video out of me doing these hops where I got one leg on a bench and then the other leg I'm hopping, doing these one leg hops. I just want to clear something, because if he thought that, then a lot of people may have thought the same thing. I do not have a ankle weight on. He thought I had an ankle weight on. He was like, hey, see, I can't believe you had an ankle weight on when you was doing such and such exercise. Yo, you overdoing it. Like, he thought I was really I'm on overkill. And I was like, I didn't even know what he was talking about at first. I'm like, I haven't done any exercises that I had an ankle weight on. Right? So then the more he kept told me what I had on, I was like, oh, nah, that's not an ankle weight. So when I go to the gym, I have my knee brace, and I put it on and I keep it at the ankle, and when I do certain exercises, I put the knee brace on, right? And other exercises, I just pull the knee brace down to my ankle. And so that particular, hey, get from over there. That particular exercise was, that the brace was wrapped around at my ankle. So for any other viewer who might have thought that if one person thought it, a multiple of other people thought the same thing too. No, I did not have no ankle weights on. I will not put any ankle weights on until I have clearance to do so. So I do know this though, by him saying that at my next visit, that's going to be a question that I'm going to ask. Hey, can I start wearing ankle braces when I'm jogging or so on? And then I wouldn't utilize the ankle brace for that exercise anyway. I would only use the ankle brace like doing layups at a layup line, jogging around the track, stuff like that. That's how I would use it. You at some point want to transition this into a traditional podcasting where I'm actually sitting down with guests. You know, that's the ultimate, that's the long-term goal. Hopefully that can happen in 2025 before the new year. But I know that my ACL Journey that is on U-N-I-VERSELIFETV, that is at U-N-I-VERSELIFETV, I do know that the end of this particular show will be the first day I get back to playing basketball. I'll probably film the first game. Hopefully I get some buckets, or hopefully I contribute somehow. I don't care. Basketball, it is about putting the ball in the basket, but it's also so many other elements to the game. So just hopefully when I do get back, I'll be able to contribute something. So we'll see when that day comes. But whenever that day is, that will basically be the last day of my ACL journey. And so I'm hoping to really transition into traditional podcasting. We're sitting down talking about surgeries and physical therapy in the medical world as a patient. Hopefully the goal is to at some point have like licensed professionals on my podcast. I would like to do that. I actually want more, I really want more patient-like guests on my show talking about their journey, of what they have to go through. I actually have an idea of who I want as one of my, either my first legit podcast, because, and the reason I say first legit is because I used the relative back like in episode 17, somewhere around there. I don't remember what episode it was, where just to test the waters to see if I could hold content for more than an hour. And that was a good experience. It was just a trial and error just to check it out. And it was a good experience. Come here, Snoop. But I have an idea who I want to be my first guest. Hold on, Snoop. All right, come on. Thank you. Yeah, I need to talk to this individual. I actually played ball with him, and he recently had tore his ACL. So hopefully, when I get a chance to talk to him, maybe he'd be interested in sitting down and joining my podcast. So, cross bridges when we get there. All right, almost 40 minutes. I'm going to end this because we are back home and I really don't have anything else to say. Yeah. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your time. Hey, stop that. Just want to tell y'all peace and blessings. And I will see you this weekend.